This is part 2 of leveling up on phone scams. So what happens is this. Part 1, these people, they look for people who work in these jobs or they work in these jobs themselves to collect information. And then they go and they use these accounts with these specific companies that allow you to do research on people. And they research the people. Now this is the thing. What do they look for? They look for phone numbers, addresses, relatives, old jobs, backgrounds, old cell phones. Because if you had a phone with Sprint, it's going to be up there. Yes, it will be up there. You do get tracked. This is why I do not recommend just putting your information anywhere or on anything. Now, what these guys do is, if they see you had a line with Sprint, they will not go to Sprint. They know not to go to Sprint, but they also know that, one, that's definitely a green sign to go on Verizon, AT&T. Maybe not King Mobile at the moment. And that's what they do. So now they find a person who makes fraudulent IDs. They will get this ID guy, give them your information, and the guy will put the ID with your name, your address, and their face on the card, right? These IDs are so good that it works. Now, why? Back to why. They look people up and look up all their information. Because when you open a cell phone account, you have to get on the phone with the fraud department and answer 3 questions. Right? Right. Had to sink in for everybody. So if you ever open a phone account, they get on the phone and they say answer questions, whatever, previous address, A, B, or C. All these questions that they're going to ask will be in these accounts. So when you look someone up and you do a background check, the same information that they're going to have to ask these questions is the same information that you're going to have or that they have in order to answer these questions. So yes, these guys aren't dumb. They're not the bottom of the barrel criminals. And it's up to you to protect yourself. That will conclude part 2 of leveling up on phone scams. This is for educational purposes only. I believe you have to understand how these things work in order to protect yourself against it. Because I've been scammed, and now that I know how the process works from talking to scammers and stuff like that, I know how to protect myself. I actually know where I went wrong, how I went wrong, check gas pumps, check ATMs. You gotta be careful when they use a credit card machine. Sometimes we don't pay attention, they swipe it, oh, it didn't go through. That's because we're uneducated of the scamming process.